Hey, what's up? Well, we might as well account early because it's a Sunday. Sunday is usually my self-love day, self-care day. So, with that being said, yeah, I guess this is the best time to actually reflect. I pretty much reflect almost every day. And yeah, almost every waking hour, but Sunday's like really, okay, cool, let me reflect in order to make a change. And yeah, make a drastic change. During the week, it's more so like, I'm measuring it out. Am I doing well? Am I doing bad? How far am I? Am I lost in the sauce? Do I just need to readjust focus? What's wrong, emotionally? Seeing where I'm at, the stages that I'm at. As we've discovered during the week, I was in a slump. As for this coming week, I guess, yeah, I'm aiming to take a deeper perspective in order to avoid this specific slump that I could get into. Not for the same reasons, but one of them could be recurring. So, yeah, I've been making the right measures to actually kind of weigh out, or let me just say, to actually develop my character beyond that. Yeah, because I notice it's more so a character flaw and a certain level of attachment that is going to leave me vulnerable towards, not sticking to what it is that I'm supposed to do. So with that being said, today, right, I discovered that there are 3 important things that I really need to address. Or let me just say, there are 3 important things, or 3 important pillars when it comes to holding up this accountability and this accountability series. First off, I wrote it down. It's in one of these. Oh yeah, it's this paper right here. This paper. These are all the papers on what it is that I'm supposed to be doing, how to do it, and basically the system's set up. Haven't been looking at it. I should buy a file sometime. So 3 things that I need to do. First off, I need a declaration. I need to declare, what is it that I am doing? Or what is it that I'm actually aiming to get at? What's the reason that I'm doing this? A reason that I'll always visit and understand when it is that I'm going off. You feel me? And then the second thing that I need to do is a narrative. I need to really develop the narrative and the perspective and analyze this on a regular basis, because I've noticed that, okay, cool, I could be doing this, right? Really doing this thing, you feel me, that I'm aiming to get at. But the problem is that my narrative switches. Just as when you're aiming to succeed, you should also be, knowledgeable of failure. When you engage in pleasure, you should also acknowledge the pain that comes with it. Yeah. So yeah, violent delights have violent endings. So to a certain degree, So it's just important always to make sure that the narrative leans towards the right direction. Because even a negative narrative is still valid. Mind you, when you're on the journey, it is valid. Because at the end of the day, let's just say you're constantly facing failure, right? And you get to a point where obviously you're successful, but even your success is failure within itself if you're not improving and scaling beyond that. So you just need a healthy balance of perception. And obviously right now, because we're in the beginning of this accountability series, about 12 days in, I noticed that, 12 to 13 days in, I noticed that, it's important to make sure that the narrative is declared. I declare what it is that I'm aiming to get at, so that 3 months from now, I see, oh, this is what I was aiming to do. How did I go? What is my narrative being? Okay, that's the second point, right? First, declaration. Second, narrative. Third is about the train of thought, the thought train. You feel me? At what speed am I going? What it is that I'm trying to, where's the destination that I'm getting at? Because obviously the thought train needs to work in the direction of the declaration, and the narrative really matches because that's the tone. Because, hey, not having the right tone could actually like really impact my character or my relationship with myself. I could be doing it, but not in the correct manner. Because at the end of the day, regardless of what it is I'm aiming to get at, hey, my character is probably the most important thing that I need to be wary of. Do you feel me? Because, woo. What's the use if I end up becoming a shit person? Pardon my French. And I don't fulfill my duty as someone's child, people's child, and sometimes someone's boyfriend or husband, and then later on someone's parent. You feel me? So it's these little things that I'm looking at and I'm like, hey, 3 things that need to happen. Declaration, narrative, train thought. That's what I'm addressing within this accountability series. And to take it a level deeper, I need to account for each activity that I write down in my diary. It was good to address it generally, but here's the point in time where there's a friction point. You feel me? Am I really doing it, or am I putting out a perception of doing it? Because the problem with putting out a perception of doing it is that the primary focus is on display. It isn't really on actual actions, you know? And the problem is that then, you know, within the actual actions, my level of failure, my level of output, my level of success is not honest because this is the display. You feel me? So, hey, it's dangerous, you know, getting to that point. And I'm really not trying to get to that point. Because what's the point of me being on social media if I'm just going to display it? I guess that's my qualm with social media, because it's an appearance game. And I'm not trying to play that game. This is an accountability series, not just for me, but for my children. And for the people that I will inspire or do inspire. You know what I'm saying? So this needs to make sense. It really does. So yeah, hey, that's where we at. That's where we at. Do you know? 3 main things: declaration, narrative, thought train. So what am I accounting for in specifics? Cool. One that I'm accounting for is the software developer journey. I really need to be explicit with what it is that I'm doing, what it is that I struggle with, whether or not I did work. Because I was like, hey. It's easy to just be like, yeah, I did this, did that. But then it's like, I barely even remember what I did. You feel me? Didn't take notes, didn't share nothing. There's nothing of value. There's nothing specific, you know, that I'm displaying concerning this journey. And I cannot even take it to a community, nor can I help someone who's looking for this stuff, you know. And I guess I'll find the right way of approaching it, but I need to be more explicit with the software developer journey. So it's going to have its own accountability series or segment, but definitely its own series. Especially with Free Code Camp and now getting into the Odin project and making sure that that matches up, since I'm done with IBM in terms of just perusing through it. So it's important to, you know, really get into depth. Cool. And then the other thing is, that's the first one. It's the software developer journey now, web developer journey. The second one is my fitness journey, you know? Me aiming to get these strength standards. That's what I'm doing at gym. You see me squatting 100, 120, and I'm still gonna go up. And me gaining this weight, being a big body bands. Big body bands doesn't show. But hey man, we're getting there. You see, honestly, aim of the game is to really become big, you know? Not unhealthily big, not bodybuilder big, big enough to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, show something, you feel me? Yeah, to be strong, you know, strength. I really do believe in in the physical aspect of, yeah, presentation and making sure that, hey, things add up, you know. I believe, let me be specific, I believe that evolution is based upon movement. You know, thought, yes, definitely, thought is there, but primarily 90% movement. Hence, 90% of our communication is nonverbal, supposedly. Hey, don't quote me on it, but look it up. So I believe that working on myself physically and really directing my attention in other manners is very important. As much as I talk and as much as I think, that's very important. I really need to invest in my health and how it is that I move. So first off, obviously, I need to get my strength up. And then after getting my strength up, I'll move into other things, you know? So cool, I need to account for that and make sure that narrative is explicit. It moves. You feel me? All right, cool. Then the third narrative. Yo, I'd like to talk about business, but it's hard. Hey, at this point in time, I ain't even gonna cap. I think I'm just gonna focus on those two because entrepreneurship in this environment is like, I'm aiming to, per se, move at a more social. Yeah, let me just say, yeah, my value is normal, monetary. It is more so, yeah, I don't even know what it is, but hey, man. Anyways, I'm moving value-based, not capital monetarily based, if that makes sense. So my approach is going to be more so social as I establish my skills prior to getting to the startup thing. So once I sort out the self-developer journey, I feel like I'll transform that into more so a tech startup journey. Once I see that, is this really what I want to do? Or freelancer journey, or, you feel me, business journey, knowing that I've established my skill, because that's the first thing. So yeah, I'm not going to touch on that as much. I'll touch on that generally here and there, but that's about it. So yeah, that's my chat, you know what I'm saying? These three main pillars: declaration, narrative, thought train. That's what I need to really focus on in terms of, you know, segmenting these two parts to this accountability series and actually really being explicit and like really accounting in depth, you know, so that I make sure that I'm not just presenting as if, because it's easy in social media to present as if, but I actually am doing it. And as I present, I can get into these communities. And then as this journey matures, right, of accounting, I know that this is the community. This is where we at. Now we're really connecting. Now we're really moving. Now I know where I fit in and how to make things proper. So that's about it. Thank you very much. And yeah, so that's where my thoughts are with this whole thing. Yeah, and also my free forms are just gonna fall under the physical aspect of things in terms of strength standards and such. Because yeah, I guess that's a part of developing character through how I articulate my journey physically. Yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. It's been good. It's been great. Swag.